Hello, it's Colette and welcome to the weekly tarot card for the week commencing Monday, the 3rd of March 2017. And if you hear any wee squeals or moans, it's my dog down beside me because she's eating her toothpick and wants another one. Anyway, the things you have to do to get work done when you've got dogs. Anyway, this is a good card. It's a solid card. In general, it represents the earth sign males, maturer males, which I tend to see about 30 to 35 and up. But you can have very mature men in their 20s and you can have very immature men in their 50s. So judge it accordingly, okay? Think it's about maturity. It's not a prince, it's a knight. So discs or pentacles is also your earth signs. So this card represents Taurus, Capricorn and Virgo. And as you can see in the card, it's got a lot of symbolism in it. In the helmet, there's coins and keys and compasses. Very kind of Sean Connery stare there. There's money. It's just a beautiful, beautiful card. I love the visuals of the court cards in Rohrig. To me, they're second to none. They're just the best. So you can see with the symbolism, it's pretty down to earth. It's kind of got even stones and rocks and crystals on it. So what does that mean generally for us? Well, if you are a male earth sign, a maturer male earth sign, it kind of puts the focus on you this week. And if you're partnered or you have friends that are male earth signs, maybe give them a bit or a lot of your attention in the week ahead. Excuse me. So although we're not in, the astrological time of the earth signs, this week for some reason is pointed towards the earth signs. It's a week when earth signs can achieve and do very well. Excuse me, frog in my throat today. I must have been shouting at Jim too much. Anyway, what does he mean as an energy? It's a knight in the Rohrig deck is similar to kings in some of the traditional decks. And the knight has an authority about him. He has a kind of stability, someone that you would look up to, someone that you would say maybe has age or maturity. And when it's the Knight of Discs, that's even more solid because Discs is your earth signs and it's your earthy element in the tarot. It covers things like our day-to-day patterns, our finances, our work practices, our ways of doing things, sometimes seen as a very mundane suit. But certainly the court cards of the earth signs are not mundane. I mean, I'm the queen of this, so I wouldn't think I'm that mundane, but it gets that edge that's the mundane, and it's not. Certainly not where the court cards are concerned. We need the earth signs kind of grounding the other signs, and that's what this card is about for an energy for the week ahead. It's about being grounded. It's about being responsible. It's about the energy of stability and maturity. But how does that actually, come about and be something in each area of life? So if we look at career, he definitely is a card of authority, practical authority. So if you want to move forward in career this week, you need to show that you have authority in your career or your subject. You have to be able to be seen as someone who has knowledge and also has practical skills to go do things. This doesn't necessarily need to be an intellectual kind of maturity. It can be that you're the best joiner out there, or you're the best administrator, or you're the best childcare person because you know your skills, you know them inside out, and people would want to look to you as a mentor. I would say, I would really, really like to be like that person. So in career this week, it's important that you realise that people might be looking up to you and you have to give this authority. in whatever part of career that is. And it doesn't really matter what career it is. Just know that there's no time for immaturity. There's no time for cutting corners. In a way, you have to be the best and kind of give that energy as well. Not a swagger like some of the kind of more maybe the fire signs, but I kind of just, I know I do a good job, and I'll get paid for that good job, my rate. It's that sort of energy. Make sure you're paid your worth. Make sure that people know that you are good, if not excellent, at what you do, and careers should go fine this week. If we look at it in health, it's very much, it actually says healer on the sort of band round the head. I hope you can see that. And it is a good card for self-healing, but with a sort of determination, not kind of airy-fairy. Although it can mean some of the alternative therapies, it tends to be more of the sort of hands-on alternative therapies. It can be things like massage, it can be things like kinesiology, it can be things to do with reflexology. So although it's good for alternative practices, it's very much not so much esoteric, but kind of hands-on alternative or practical alternative. And even if you're the thinking behind your form of healing is very esoteric, it's the practicalities of it that you'll be doing this week. In general, the night brings attention to older males that are earth signs, and just for them to look after their health a wee bit. There's also, of course, there's lots of sort of grains and crystals and money and whatever. This can bring out sort of the energy of difficult joints, not so much inflamed joints, but things like osteoarthritis, where it's maybe one joint grinding against another. So there can be more pain with this card. It's not really inflammatory pain. It's more, like mechanical pain. So watch out for that. Where love is concerned, if you're on the lookout for a man that is kind of stable, has a good sense of humour, albeit one that's in the gutter, and you want someone that could be trusted to be supportive to you in many practical ways, not maybe too many romantic ways, but many supportive ways, then keep an eye out for this tarot type in the week ahead. If you're within a relationship, again, it brings out a practical energy. It's time for the two of you to get your heads together and do the practical things that need done to maintain the relationship. And that within itself can be spring cleaning, it can be looking at finances, it can be doing all the, as we say, the kind of mundane things. But don't let the passion drop, okay? Sometimes, when you've cleared out that room or you've done the garden or whatever, there's this boost of, well, we did that together. And there's a lightness that comes from doing practical tasks together. So enjoy it and enjoy what happens after that when you've got it all done, okay? Finances, it's more about a mature attitude to finances. Sometimes our sign males can be seen as a wee bit mean, but they're not. They're just canny. They just know what they want to do with money. If you're married to a Capricorn, you'll know what I mean. They basically will always like the best things, but they really won't spare money on something stupid. And that's good. That's the sort of attitude for this week. It's about quality over quantity, and if you bear that in mind, then your finances will be good as well. So a very down-to-earth, practical, sort of mature, graded, grounded card. Enjoy him. He's good. He gives us a wee break sometimes from having to be like all creative, or our brains going mad, and so many sort of that sort of edgy energy out there. Well, the one thing that this night isn't is edgy. I wouldn't so much say serene, but it can be. He's just bloody dependable. And that's what it comes down to. So look to the week as doing the things that you can depend on, encouraging the friendships you can depend on, and you yourself being a dependable person for other people. And that way you'll really enjoy the major aspect of this card. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next week for more weekly tarot cards. And there's loads of things going on in the channel in the next 6 months. I'm hoping to expand it very well. And you'll see this if you go to my about page, there's a little PayPal button. I've been asked to put that up so that people, if have felt that they're enjoying the videos but there's no way of really supporting the channel, and well, you can press on that PayPal and donate if you want. It's mainly for things like getting new cameras and new mics so that the channel can move forward a wee bit more, because I can't invest my own money in it because there's not really much to invest, if you know what I mean. So if you would like to support the channel and the development of it, then certainly there's a wee PayPal button there. But please, not asking just because it was someone that asked me about it and said, you know, you should really have this because you're doing a lot of work and there's no return for it, which is fair enough. I never did it for that. But if you want to support the channel for ways forward, for maybe better lighting, better cameras or stuff in the future, then the wee PayPal button's there. But please know it's not necessary in any way. It really isn't necessary. It's just that I know I've got loads of friends and clients and people that occasionally want to give a gift, and sometimes they're not able to because I'm not seeing them face to face. So that's there, and ignore it or use it. It's up to you. I feel quite embarrassed saying that actually, but you know, if this is what people want, then great, no problems at all. So take care, and I'll see you in the next few weeks. Many blessings now. Bye.